Frank Morris called me up and asked me if I would be interested in hosting a talk show here. Long story short, I talked to the editors of the paper for months. We sort of warmed them up to the idea, and they finally released me to do it in addition to my political work.
In 2001, KCUR recognized that they were ready to take the next step in talk shows. Walt Bodine, who had started and really hosted an incredibly successful show, was getting up in years, and KCUR station manager Patty Cahill knew that it was time to introduce listeners to a new generation of talk show.
Well, if you had heard me the first day, you would have recognized I wasn't very good at it.
Good morning and welcome to Up to Date. I'm Steve Kraske of the Kansas City Star, and today we're going to have kind of a crash course on issues facing Kansas City.
There wasn't much training. I just sort of stepped in and, microphone, guest, talk.
And now the unexpected retirement of city manager Bob Collins.
On a regular day, we will have a news hit segment followed by what we call the B segment, which is usually the hard news connected to, and it has a news hook to it, followed by the C segment, which is everything else.
There's so many decisions you got to make. It's, well, what's the topic and what's the focus of the topic? And there'll be a conversation around that. Then it's who are the right guests and how many guests, and that can be a conversation in and of itself.
When we pitch our ideas, so we will, as a group, we kind of talk them out, yes, no, how long do you think it can go? And then is it a B segment or a C segment? They then have to go ahead and find the voices for that, and they've usually sounded that out during that pitch segment. Then they have to do the web post for it, so that we put it up in podcast form, but they have to get the sound, edit it, put in the music beds, mix it down, put it into, and then complete the entire formatting for it to be put up as a podcast on the website. And then we have to get the rebroadcast ready as well, so somebody else will be doing that. That's also a producer's job. So we have to get it ready Monday through Thursday to be rebroadcast at 8 p.m. that night, and then we start it all over again.
I want to think we've done a really good job of talking about race and housing and inequity and diversity, and as our world changes in such dramatic ways. And I hope the show continues in that tradition of covering vitally important topics for people and giving those topics the kind of time to really dive into them and allow listeners to fully understand the implications of these very important issues that we all confront from time to time in our community. Well, you've been listening to Up to Date on KCUR 89.3. I'm Steve Kraske. We'll see you tomorrow.